Okay, now we're going to take a look at the muscles of the arm on the anatomical model. So let's go ahead and start on the posterior part. And we'll start with the muscles of the rotator cuff. Okay. So this bone here, this is actually the spine of the scapula. This is the spine of the scapula. And this is actually clavicle bone. Okay. So the rotator cuff muscles that you need to know is this muscle here is the supraspinatus, because it is above the spine of the scapula. So the supraspinatus. Okay. This area here is going to be the infraspinatus. The infraspinatus. And this is the teres major, and this triangle shaped area here is the teres minor. And those are your rotator cuff muscles. This muscle here is actually the deltoid, and it's called the deltoid because somebody thought that it actually looks like a deltoid, like the Greek letter. Okay. All right, now looking at the upper arm region. So this is the, let me zoom out here so you can see where we're at. Okay. So this is going to be on the pinky side of the arm. So we have the triceps brachii. So this is the triceps brachii. This is another of the triceps brachii. Okay, so this is triceps. This is triceps. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move this a little bit. So if I'm looking at this view, let's see if I can get this to stand up here. Okay. So when I'm looking at this view, so this is just the top view of the arm. So this would be the deltoid. So on the back of the arm, this is triceps, this is triceps, and then this is a bicep, and this is a bicep. All right, so those are your biceps. Now let's go just a little bit to the front, just so you can see everything together. Okay. All right, so here we have our deltoid, biceps, and triceps. All right, so let's go ahead and move down to the lower part of the arm. Let's start with the posterior, since we started on the posterior side for the top part. Okay, so just to give you a perspective, so we were here at the beginning, and actually I like to use this as a landmark. Next, let's talk about the brachioradialis. So what I like to do for this is, these are our biceps. This is actually, this yellow thing is a nerve, and I know we haven't talked about nerves yet, but it's a nice landmark, so it's easy not to get lost. So when you follow the biceps down, you see this nerve, this first one, which is the one that is more lateral, it's on the thumb side, hence the brachioradialis, because it's on the radial side of the arm. This is going to point directly to our brachioradialis. I'll give you a little bit of a better view here. So that brachioradialis actually kind of comes, oops, it kind of comes around here quite a bit. That'll work. Okay, good camera action here. All right, so deltoid, and then so here, let's find that nerve again. Okay, so here's that nerve, and if I follow that around, okay, and this even wraps around to the anterior side. It's kind of hard to do this without a camera person. Okay. All right, So it starts here, starts on the posterior side of the arm, but it wraps around pretty quickly. Okay, and then it's going to follow that down. So this is the brachioradialis. Brachioradialis. All right, so it makes that nice turn there. Okay. All right. Another one that you need to know. We are on the posterior side. So this was the brachioradialis. Now if I follow this nerve down, I go to the very last one. When I go to the last one, if I follow that down and follow this crease down, then I end up at this muscle here. Okay. All right. So this is the extensor carpi ulnaris. Extensor carpi ulnaris. All right, so it's really kind of far over. Also, like if you kind of follow the pinky up, then you'll see that that's kind of a good landmark too. It's following that pinky all the way up. All right, so let's go back to the brachioradialis. Oh, one more thing. The extensor digitorum, which is this large muscle here. They got it labeled as number 30. Okay. Extensor digitorum. Extensor digitorum. Okay. All right, so top one here, brachioradialis. The other one you need to know is here, which is the extensor digitorum. And then this one right here, okay, which is going to be your extensor carpi ulnaris. Okay, so let's follow that brachioradialis around. Now, as I get to this view, this is kind of a nice view. So this would be with the thumb side up. I like this view because it's really easy for me to find the pronator teres. Okay, so from this view, so this is the brachioradialis. Okay, this is the pronator teres. Brachioradialis, pronator teres. Okay. And this is the thumb side, just so you have your orientation. This would be that inner elbow region, or the antecubital region. All right, so let's follow this around a little bit more. Okay. All right, so you also need to know your flexor carpi ulnaris. Okay, the flexor carpi ulnaris, if you look at the inside of the pinky, just remember ulna is on the pinky side, right? So the flexor carpi ulnaris is going to be this muscle here. So just follow, if you follow the pinky muscle up on this, then you'll be able to see this here. Okay, and that's that muscle there. The other one that you need to know on the anterior portion of the forearm is the muscles that we call the flexor digitorum superficialis. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in here. So we're actually not going to talk about these ones here, but I'm actually going to refer to these ones here. They're labeled here in your models as number 26. So these are the flexor digitorum superficialis. Okay. All right. So I don't think I've left anything out. No, I think I got everything. All right.